Now, next, we have Suchishmita Banerjee ji, Suchi, as everyone knows her, as everyone calls her dearly. And she's been holding the ship quite a bit since last couple of minutes or couple of hours, I should say. And I'll take the pleasure of introducing her. Satya, would you be
Yeah,
okay?
yeah, sir. Eagerly waiting for our strong sessions.
Yes, I totally share your sentiment. So, Mrs. Sushishmita Banerjee ji, she is going to talk about topic upholding self-worth for building net worth. Oh man, that topic rhymes. Wonderful topic, ma'am. And Sushishmita ji has work experience of 24 plus years with initial 16 years in the logistics industry. Started out to be her own boss and fell several times. Yes, we learn a lot from our failures, and I'm sure that is something which would have brought her up. The harder the fall, the stronger she rose. Absolutely relating to that. Often called as the networking queen, founder of I Create My Future. She's an independent person and a freelancer. Also, she's a co founder and director of Tango Chutney. Her newfound love is digital media marketing. Yes, we are in a digital space and we can relate to your love. Immensely blessed to be loved by her family and friends, she found her spiritual calling in Nichiren Buddhism, and she is a self worth protagonist. Amazing, ma'am. Thank you so much for those info. My pleasure to introduce you. Please unmute yourself
Thank
and
you.
pleasures. Your session starts now, ma'am. It's all over to you. We are listening.
Thank you so much for such a beautiful introduction. I hope you can hear me okay. You can see me okay.
Yes, ma'am, we can.
All right. So I will share my screen. Okay. Just give me a second.
Sure, ma'am.
Yes, there I go. Can you see my screen?
Not yet. It's coming up.
Slow loading.
Can you see my screen now?
There must be a. Yes,
Now we
it's
can.
up now. Please go ahead.
Okay. All right. So what I'm going to talk about is upholding self-worth for building net worth. It is a question that I often get, that what is the correlation? Why? What? So I am basically on a mission of empowering 100,000 people uphold their self-worth to build their net worth using mindset redesigning techniques. You have already talked about the companies I have, and so I'll go. So basically, let's know the terminologies. So there is a difference. Uh, what exactly is self-worth? Self-worth is the sense of our own value as an individual. And what is net worth? We all know, we have an idea of what net worth is. It's net worth equals what we own in terms of assets, wealth, and everything, minus what we owe. So, in simple terms, the total value of our assets minus our debts. And a lot of times we often confuse between like self-worth and self-esteem. So the best definition that I could find was by Dr. Lisa Firestone, as she talks about that self-worth is basically a less about measuring uh, uh, ourselves on external factors, and it is about valuing the inherent worth as a person. So what happens inside is what manifests outside. So self-worth is about who we are, not about what we do. And the authors speak. We all know Robin Sharma. He is a leadership coach and he has so many books. And as he says, and I quote, to double your net worth, double your self worth, because you will never exceed the height of your self image. And that's something we always need to remember. We can never ever exceed the height of our own self image. And Suze Orson is a financial expert, and she says when you understand that your self worth is not determined by your net worth, you will have financial freedom. It is extremely prudent to have financial freedom, and we often are not able to put the two and two together. In the morning, there was a session about connecting dots. So we are often in our human minds are not able to connect those dots. There is the self-worth net worth correlation. So as per the law of attraction, true abundance isn't based on our net worth, it is based on our self-worth. It is uh, these are things, these are statements that we make to ourselves when we are alone, when we are talking to ourselves all the time, and these are the statements that actually define our self-worth. And when self-worth goes up, our net worth automatically goes up, and I'm going to talk about this now in the next few slides. So here is a cycle of transformation. So it is like we start with am I, like, is this where I want to be, where do I need to be? Then we qualify our self-worth. What can I do to increase my self-worth and the aspects that can really change them? Then we move on to self-transformation, and it is a cycle, it is a journey. So then we move on to self-transformation, and again there we introspect, what can I now do to further increase my self-worth and work on the aspects of change. It is very important to work on the aspects. It's just not about declaring and making resolutions and forgetting about it. It's very important to work on them every day, every minute, and throughout our lives. And thereafter, we quantify the transformation and we repeat. And when we quantify, then we have to see how we have changed in both aspects of self-worth enhancement as well as net worth. And we have to feel good about it. Even an iota of change is change, it's transformation. We have to acknowledge and appreciate ourselves for making that change within us. So, first of all, how do we distinguish who am I? So, there are these difficult questions. As we all know, the most difficult person that we have to deal with is ourselves. We can deal with the whole world, we can lie to the whole world, we can just tell them anything. But it is very difficult to actually deal with my own self. So these are questions that I have gone through. I have asked myself every time there has been a crisis in my life. How do I uphold my self-worth? How do I stop hating myself? How do I feel, like, why do I feel insecure? Like, why? I know this is happening, but why? What causes low self-worth? How do I help someone with low self-worth? And why is self-worth important? The last question is the one that needs to be answered within first. Self-worth is important because I said it. I have to change my life. I have to elevate my life state. I have to go out there in the world and make an impact to the people. It is my life that is going to touch them. I would like to share something from my life here while I'm on these questions, because these are things, even yesterday, I have gone through these questions like, what is happening? Why is this happening? So much I'm doing and still it's not changing. I was very, very young when I got married. And I was equally young when I actually legally separated and I got divorced. It wasn't easy. And back then, things were very difficult. People did not accept divorces so easily. It wasn't easy to go to work. It wasn't easy to live with my parents. I relocated from, I'm born and bred in Delhi. I moved to Mumbai, a city I did not know anybody. I had no clue. And I was just 24. And I was like doing rounds of the court when my friends were still planning their maybe, oh, we should be doing this, we should be doing that. And in that moment, all I knew is that I had to uphold my self-worth. Yes, I did not know the term self-worth. I did not know all this, but all I knew is that my self-respect was crying inside, because I was doing something. I was being put into a situation where I was entrapped. I was choking, and I did not know. I was emotionally, physically, mentally being tormented, and I had to let go. With the great support of my family, I was able to come out of it and start my life totally afresh. Worked on my career, built things up. That one instance told me that if I can go through that at that age, I can do it whenever, whatever, no matter what. And that's it. So we need to always distinguish, who am I? Am I always a victim, or I have the courage? And sometimes, trust me, being brave is the only option. Go for it. So how do we like qualify what my self-worth is? So when we there's a qualification required, and it's always a qualification that we need to do within. So I have courses about this, and I will be sharing my social media handles. You can connect with me separately on this. And we need to go through some mindset transformation. And as I said, it has to happen every day, every minute of our life. Being positive is just not a blood group. It is something that we have to literally work on and imbibe within our system, and have a paradigm shift within ourselves. Then only it can happen outside of us. Morning routines, very, very important. Affirmations. Affirmations are positive I statements. Spirituality, get in deep into spirituality. No matter what you believe in, just get into it. Faith, practice, study, know about it. It could be religious, it could be meditation, it could be chanting, it could be anything. But know your scriptures, know what you're practicing, learn about it. Do not get into a herd where we are just listening to somebody and giving a, learn what it is deep. Gratitude journaling, be grateful. It is so important for us to be grateful for everything that we have, no matter what the situation is, because someone out there has a situation which is worse than mine. Reading books, and if you do not have time, this is something I have developed of late. Do audiobooks. It really works. Reflections, we have to reflect upon ourselves, what we are doing, where are we going. It is very important to stop and reflect. Goals writing, once we write it, we'll achieve it. Something that is not written cannot be achieved. you know Even when we get married, until and unless the priest declares as married, we are really not married, right? So everything is in declaration. So goal writing is a declaration. Workout, exercise, and this is something I really have. I've been. This has been great for me. I really was fat. When you see my social media, you will know it. I'm not fat now. I still am, but I lost about 16 kilos in the last 2 years, and in a very healthy manner. Healthy dietary habits. Drink 3 liters of water. I'm a huge like proponent of this. Please keep drinking water. Very important to be hydrated, even in a North India's cold temperature. I would suggest please drink water. Earn a living. It's very important. Men, women, both. We have to earn a living. I would say that just do something full time. Don't waste your talents. Do something part time. I'm sorry, there is a spelling mistake there. Part time. Work from home. Do freelancing. It's like, it is very liberating. Trust me, it's very liberating, very empowering. You really do not have to wait for someone to give you that money. And we women, we definitely need some maintenance, so we need the salon ka kharcha. So there was a very good session by another friend of mine yesterday about how the housewives should, Somveer saying that how the housewives should actually go out there and earn their own money. It's very important. Nurture interests and hobbies. It's very important to have our own hobbies, have our own priorities. It is not important to always be around and cling to people. No, we, of course, we want that, but no. If we don't want people to cling to us, we should also not be clinging to people. So we must have our own hobbies and interests. Support a cause. Really, it's very important. Give in charity, donate, like declutter. There's so much that can be done. And laugh a lot. Really works. Uh, Even when your tears are really blurring your vision, just go out there and try laughing. and stay positive. Most importantly, stop whining about what is not happening. Control the controllable, because we really don't have the remote control, and it's not a television show. So just no whining. Self transformation, the I is an I matrix. So we have to do this is like imagine, okay, what do we imagine? We have to have a vision board. We must visualize our life. How is it going to be after I transform this particular aspect of my life? After I have done something, have a vision board. It's very, very effective. All my co-speakers yesterday and today have spoken about it in different forms. It's very important that we will achieve what we visualize. Introspect. What could I have done better? It's very important that I introspect that what could I have done better in that situation? Was it really important for me to shout? Or I could have just been calm and listened to the other person? Or was it really essential for me to uh, be calm, or I should have really like put my thoughts across? I heard the alarm. Thank you. Identify. It is very, very important that we identify the points that need to be that we need to work upon, that points that we need to focus on. Imbibe, absorb the new experiences and learnings. We have to like really absorb them, then impart. Don't keep the learning and experiences to yourself. Go out there and share it with people, because there might be a Suchi out there who needs your experiences and what you have to share. You may actually be making a difference to her or people like her. And after that, after impact, after impart, it is impact. Because when we keep imparting knowledge, then we start making an impact on people, and with lot of impact, we start influencing people in a positive way, creating a transformation. So you may wonder that how all this that I have written in this slide, it is like, how is it going to quantify transformation? So what is quantifying? Quantifying always needs a unit, a mathematical unit. Otherwise, we cannot quantify something. I can't just say, oh, someday. I have to say 2 days. So that is quantifying. So quantifying. So let's use the unit that is used for net worth, which is money. So what do? We have to be very careful. Live within our means. Limit 80% our spending on needs and 20% on wants. Build a wealth pool to support on a rainy day. Very important. Something I was featured in Josh Talks, and this is something I spoke about in that. Calculate our daily monthly expenses. Very, very important. I have started this. I recommend this to you. Minimize expenses on unnecessary things and review them every year. Save early in life to have an easier and fuller life. And early in life is the moment we realize, so the moment could be right now. There are only two ways of increasing our net worth: minimize expenses or maximize earnings. So people, again, go out there, earn and maximize the earnings. Prioritize on what is necessary to spend on, and priorities can change with time. It is not that something I can't buy today, I will not be able to buy tomorrow. Here are my social media handles. Please stay in touch with me. I would love to hear from you. You want to click a selfie with me? I am very happy to smile for you. And so my Facebook pages are I Create My Future and Banerjee Suchi, then LinkedIn profile Suchishmita Banerjee. Instagram is SUCH Such 2203, and Twitter is Banerjee Suchi. I would love to hear from you. Please let me know how I can be of service, and that is about it. And go out there, make a difference, love yourself, uphold your self-worth, so that you can really build that net worth. It's connected, trust me. Thank you so much. Over to you, Naveen and Satya. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Suchi. That was really an enlightening session, I must say that. The sense of our own value as an individual is so important. The total value of our assets minus our debts gives us the answer, which many a times we don't find it so easily, but you have made it understand in such simple formula. And thank you for sharing your personal story. That's been really touching, means a lot to many of us who could relate to it, and a lot of learning in there. Every woman or every man, even for that matter, can pick his own learnings and important data points from there. And being brave is the only option. Go for it. Wow, what a power packed message you gave there, Suchi. Awesome, really awesome. We are so thankful for that wonderful session. Okay, with that, Satya,
Yeah, sir.
that's been 4 sessions, and man, my notebook is like running out of pages, and my pen is running out of ink. I must say that so many notes I'm getting to make. And how has it been learning for you? The experience going on.
More new information I am learning here, new concepts I am learning. Every simple daily routines. From morning we are learning daily rituals, but in the different manners. So we can adapt what we are comfortable with. So it is very
Very
good.
right. Very right. So, whom do we have as next speaker?